Hello, this video is to talk about two things. The first thing is having to do with doing good research on Google or surfing the internet. And the second one is to talk about the benefits of earning a college degree. So, number one, how to do research online. Students these days are doing like 99.99% of their research by surfing the internet. And you may have been warned that that's a terrible idea because you will get a lot of crap on the internet, and that's true. However, you can also get gold on the internet. So what I want to talk to you about right now is how can you make sure that you're getting the gold and not the iron pyrite. So let's look at the features of this particular web page. Let's say I did research on why is it good to earn a college degree. And I got this as a hit and I decided to open it. The first thing you do, look in the upper left-hand corner of the page because that tells you what entity is sponsoring the page. In this case, it's Education Corner, Education That Matters, and you can see that this is copyrighted. There's a little R in the circle over here and a little TM over here, so they've got it trademarked. They've copyrighted their title, so this is an official organization. And you can see that part of the icon, okay, the lettering is in purple, and the little apple over here is very bright red and shiny, and it's got a bite out of it. So these things indicate to me that Education Corner, Education That Matters, is focused primarily on K-12 education. And so let's say I want to know, well, who are these people? I scroll all the way to the bottom of the page and I look for something that says About Us, and I click it. And I'm hoping to see, you know, names and faces and get an idea about who specifically wrote this stuff, but I'm not seeing that. And a lot of times you won't on an online source. So do we give up and say, no, this is terrible, we don't want to know these people? No. Let's read what it says in About. Let's see if the language indicates to us that these are specialists in the field, that they're qualified to talk about what they're talking about. What are our clues? Well, let's just read a little. Welcome to educationcorner.com, one of the internet's most comprehensive guides to the best education sites, resources, and articles on the web. This sounds like a pretty professional sentence here. The word choices and the structures indicate a certain amount of education. Let's look at the second sentence. All education topics and resources are sorted by subjects and life stage. I pause here. Life stage is not a word choice that everybody uses all the time in conversation. Life stage is a word choice that's usually selected by people who have studied psychology and specifically have studied child development. So this suggests to me people who have a good amount of knowledge in child development, they probably have higher degrees in K-12 education, most likely. Okay, and then it says, so you can find precisely what you're looking for quickly and painlessly. Whether you're a high school student looking for the best college to attend, a teacher looking for new lessons, a professional seeking career training programs, or a mom searching for... Okay, so this first paragraph tells me these people seem to know what they are talking about, and they seem pretty trustworthy. This is a thoughtfully organized page and a thoughtfully written page. And the word choices here, there's citations to the National Center of Education Statistics and the Bureau of Labor Statistics. These things indicate to me that these are educated people, higher education definitely, graduate work probably. And so I think that they know what they're talking about. Okay, so we want to look at this article, and it's called Benefits of Earning a College Degree, and it's got numbering, okay? And it's a good idea to preview your page. Number one is that you make more money if you get a college degree, and it's actually a lot more. The difference is an average of less than $30,000 per year with a high school graduate diploma or GED, whereas with a bachelor's degree, the average annual income is over $50,000 a year. That's a pretty big difference right there. Not quite double, but darn close. And those who earn a master's, doctorate, or professional degrees, such as the JD or the MD and other types, the EDD, other types of degrees, the average is close to 70,000. And of course, that's an average. Some is going to be less, some is going to be more. Okay, so make more money. Number two, the benefits to you and your family. It's not just a higher income, but it's also benefits, right? We're talking about having your health care covered for yourself and your family. Businesses and organizations do that very often for highly qualified employees, people who have bachelor's degrees. Also 401ks, right? Retirement investment, Roths, those kinds of things. They will come as benefits, part of your benefit package in your employment. Whereas without a bachelor's degree, your retirement investment is probably something like Social Security, and I'm not bagging on Social Security. It's a good quality system. It's supported very, very many generations of Americans, and I wish it were more supportive. Not going to go into why it isn't at the moment. Can fight about it later. And also, you know, maybe travel and other kinds of perks that you get if you are a highly qualified candidate for your job and you're highly valued in the company. What makes you highly valued is going to be having the degree, in part. Pardon me. So benefits are important, and we're likely to get them with a bachelor's or higher. 3, better career opportunities, just very much more employable. Employers are looking for people with a bachelor's degree, and you know what, they kind of don't necessarily care what it's in. You can get a bachelor's degree in music and then go to law school. You can get a bachelor's degree in English and then go to medical school. You can get a bachelor's degree in practically anything and still be highly desired by insurance companies and real estate offices and just all kinds of businesses. And why is that? It's because the bachelor's degree, at least 40% of it is general education, which means that whatever your bachelor's degree is in, you still studied fine arts. You still had to take courses in written communication. You still had to learn about biology and the humanities and the social sciences. Everybody does to get a bachelor's degree, so that's why the bachelor's degree is such a big deal. It's not just about saying I did that and showing up. It's the fact that college trains you to think analytically, to understand complex subjects and communicate your own critical ideas about them. And there aren't substitutes for that, really. Hardly anybody does that by themselves in a library. It's because you went to college and because you studied and went to classes and had conversations and wrote papers and gave presentations. It's because you were rolling around in ideas, difficult ideas for a long period of time, and a wide variety of ideas and concepts. College gives you a broad range of skills. And many college graduates end up in fields that are not what they studied in school. I know people with PhDs in history or English who ended up going into fields like, I don't know, editing, or fields like insurance. Seriously, you can go into anything. College can open unexpected opportunities that aren't always there for those who haven't engaged in higher levels of education. And the other thing that is true increasingly is that having a high school diploma is no longer a degree, a guarantee of a job, and certainly not of a good job. The employment options are shrinking for people who have only a high school diploma. 4, bachelor's degree gives you greater job security and satisfaction. Having a post-secondary degree typically leads to better job security. Let's face it, if you don't have a degree, you're probably not as valuable to your employer. When push comes to shove, it will be much easier to replace you with someone else who only completed high school. And they're everywhere. They can walk in off the street and say, I'll have that job, and maybe your employer thinks, well, maybe the new guy is going to be a better fit for the company than the old guy. In fact, an educated staff is so important to some companies that they will even pay for the employee's tuition. And by the way, if you work for a company that will pay for your tuition, snag right onto that, because again, your company may say that they want you to major in criminology or they want you to major in business, and maybe you say, well, I want to do something else. It doesn't matter. If your company is willing to pay your tuition, go on and get that degree. You know, you've still got about half of your units in other things that you might find interesting. So, you know, do it, and then you can make choices later. Having a bachelor's degree in anything gives you more choices and more opportunities than not. Okay. Data shows that in economic recession, college graduates are less vulnerable to layoffs because you're less easily replaced. People who suffer the most from job cuts are lower-level employees who only have high school diplomas. There are no guarantees, but if you have a college degree, you'll be less likely to suffer long-term employment, and has continued to be true for generations. That the people who get laid off during recessions, they tend to be lower-level employees. They tend to be people who have no education, little education, high school education. Your college graduates have more job security. As a college graduate, it's also more likely that you will enjoy your job. If you think about it, it is fun to solve problems. And the skills that you develop in college will make you a very much better problem solver than you would have been without. And it's pleasing. We feel a sense of satisfaction when we've taken care of a situation, or we've taken care of our customers, our clients, our patients. And that tends to be much more satisfying for most people than having fried the potatoes exactly right. Sorry. Having said that, I highly value people who can fry the potatoes exactly right. But anyway, a college degree gives you more freedom to pursue a career that interests you and maybe even inspires you. It's just much more satisfying. And of course, a college degree is an investment for your future. It is, no doubt about it, a major commitment of time and of money, but it is also, you can consider it a down payment on success. Earning your college degree will help you realize your goals in your career as well as life in general. It requires hard work, but that will prepare you for a challenging and rewarding career, a more fruitful life, and that is supported by all of the statistical data that has ever been taken on it. You can look it up for yourself if you go to the government websites. The statistical data, the Bureau of Labor, and the Education. You will find these things to be true.